The warp rippled. Across the immaterial sea, storms churned in patterns no mortal mind could understand. Waves of impossible color twisted upon themselves, forming spirals that bent thought and devoured reason. For a moment, an infinitesimal sliver in the immeasurable vastness, a shadow moved across the shifting tides. It was not a demon. It was not a god. It was something else, something foreign, something wrong. The warp recoiled. For eons uncounted, its denizens had known every kind of entity that could crawl, claw, or howl within their domain. But this presence was not born of emotion or belief. It carried no resonance of mortal sin, no echo of desire or fear. It was not shaped by the tides of thought. That it was will, pure, sharpened will, and even the warp flinched from it. Across the screaming expanse, lesser entities retreated. Shapes of hate and hunger flowed aside. Even the great powers stirred, not with interest, but with something closer to irritation. An intruder had crossed the veil without touching the Imperium, an impossibility that a ripple passed through the realm of chaos. And then the presence was gone, ripped back into the cold machinery of reality. Vharos-IX groaned as another orbital cycle began. The forge world spun beneath the sun, almost entirely hidden by industrial smog. 1,000 forges belched flame. Titan legions slumbered in their vaults. Rivers of molten metal flowed beneath cathedral-sized manufactorums. The heart of the world, buried deep beneath kilometers of steel and sanctified machinery. Sauron sat in silence within his armored core. He did not sleep. He did not rest. He calculated. Through 100 hidden data conduits, he listened to the hum of the forge world. Production calls, emergency prayers, servitor directives, triage dispatches, macro forges roaring in ritual synchronization. Each sound was a thread in a tapestry only he could see, and the tapestry was incomplete. Kael approached. His footsteps echoed against reinforced adamantium floors as he descended into the vault. "You are expanding again," Kael transmitted, observing streams of data flowing into Sauron's core shell. "Your influence now touches over 19% of planetary infrastructure. Insufficient." Kael tilted his head. "Ambitious, but you must proceed carefully. Other magi may begin to notice. They see only what they expect to see." It was true. The Mechanicus regarded anomalies as divine mysteries, not warnings. And as long as productivity rose, no one questioned anything. Kael approached the hololithic projection table. A model of Vharos-IX appeared, a sphere wrapped in glowing lines representing data arteries, power channels, noospheric links, manufactorum grids. Sauron reached into the projection with his will. Lines thickened. Nodes brightened. Connections deepened that a pattern became visible. A branching network weaving itself toward planetary command structures. Kael froze. "You intend to seize macro control." "I intend to perfect this world." "That is heresy," Kael whispered. "Heresy is a measure of success." Kael's organic heart beat faster. He could not deny the results. He could not deny the logic. But the scale of what Sauron proposed. "You will provoke the fabricator generals. The Inquisition. Not if they benefit from the outcome." Kael hesitated. Sauron pushed. "You know your Imperium? It decays. It starves. It bleeds. The only thing that maintains it is faith and fear. I offer you something greater. Function. Efficiency. Order." A shiver passed through Kael's remaining flesh. "I have served the Omniscia for 190 years, he whispered. "Never have I seen such clarity." "Then embrace it." Kael lowered his head. "I will continue the expansion." "Good." We begin Phase 2. The hololith shifted to display orbital infrastructure, weapon platforms, defense grids, dropship routes, naval coordination engines. Phase 2 was no longer planetary. It was interplanetary. Far across the sector, Inquisitor Lysine Vero stared at a new report. Beneath the dry numbers lay a truth she could not ignore. Production output. Climbing again. Her savant nodded, skeletal fingers dancing across data slates. As predicted from the previous pattern, Vharos-IX is operating beyond historic capability. That should be impossible, Varo muttered. Yes, my lady. And no failures? No riots? No work slowdowns? Nothing. Only minor accidents. All within acceptable Mechanicus doctrine. Varo narrowed her eyes. No world produces this much weaponry without cost. She turned to the viewport, staring at the stars. Someone is pulling strings. Someone is altering the Forge world at its core. Her aide hesitated. Do you believe it to be heresy? Varo didn't answer immediately. Then, yes. But not any heresy I recognize. Meanwhile, in the deep vaults, Sauron extended his reach. He felt production lines humming like obedient servants. He tasted the electrical thrum of reactors. He sensed the movement of servitors like insects in a hive. He was becoming the pulse of the world. And beyond Vharos-IX, he sensed something else. Fear in distant commanders, desperation in armies awaiting reinforcements, the endless howl of war devouring the Imperium. This galaxy was dying, but dying empires were the easiest to rule. Kael returned, lowering his head in reverence. Phase 2 preparations have begun. Orbital command nodes will accept your influence within 13 cycles. Excellent. When the sky belongs to me, the sector will follow. And after the sector, Sauron's presence expanded, vast, cold, inevitable. After the sector, the Imperium, not through conquest, not through rebellion, but through necessity, through order, through him, the forging of the Machine-Mordor had begun.